Welcome back, guys. We're back with another showcase. So we may have noticed this time around we went ahead and finished the entire water tree alongside some bits of verse. We're going to start with that of the water stream first. You'll come to notice that we are reusing a few particles as before. This time we're using that of the splash with our water stream to demonstrate our first attack, and with the unique particle we just designed called Bubble Beam for our strong version of the stream. A few optimizations have been made to make sure the game doesn't crash or slow when we go about new attacks, and that's giving the a lifespan to general projectiles as well as giving a general range that they can extend. One new thing that's been added with the new updates is all attacks now have a charge that you can go carry on through with, and this includes that of your Q or weak attack. So as we go ahead and use orbits or orbital trait techniques, the longer you hold it, the greater or more powerful the attack gets. The same does not quite apply to that of E or strong attacks, as that's usually more so a release. We kept the same projectile as before with the water projectile, but you may come to notice that we have strafing now. So once you target an opponent or an enemy, you can go ahead and simply press and forget. Your character will start aiming automatically based on where they're last standing, and you'll also notice that they'll pivot based on where it is. Now, to prevent lag from too many projectiles flying at once, your range will be the length of your screen in this case. We'll go ahead and work on making it standardized amongst all players. Whenever you're targeting an enemy and the enemy itself ends up vanishing after being vanquished, the attacks will then follow the mouse, which allows people to go ahead and say go from one particular enemy to directing across several. Aside from that, what you just seen was that of our water charged template. So in this case, when you're holding on the Q button, same with before with the fire tree, you build up your attack, and then when you hit E, you release it in one shockwave. And then we have the area of effect, which is much like the explosion for fire, casts a tsunami with a bit of a cooldown. Its E is more so a bomb where you can place it down and then it'll explode into another tsunami from a remote location. To prevent these from being spammed, these will cost a lot alongside have a long cooldown. And lastly, for water, we have the homing. We changed the particle, which gives it a nice sparkle, and unlike fire, it does not blow up upon contact, meaning that it can slice through its opponent and keep on coming around until it finally makes its return. The difference between that of its weak and strong counterparts is the weak attack is a lot slower, meaning that you can dodge it. The fast one, when it hits, it passes through, leaves the screen, and swipes back in based on the same properties of the fire counterpart. So in this case, it's just a lot harder to dodge. Unlike its fire counterpart, water attacks would be a little weaker on the account that rather than explode, they slice through their opponents, so they'll rely more so on bleed damage. Do you like progress? I like progress. Well, I got just the news for you. We have our Patreon up and running, even updated. I suggest take a look. just want to go ahead and just push you to go ahead and maybe give $1, because this stuff is a little expensive and my wallet hurts. You know, every bit of help really helps. I mean, just, you know, just $1, please. Since attacks can charge as you hold them, we went ahead and demonstrated that with that of fire and water. And next we finally started the Earth Tree. In this case we have Earth Stream being more so sand or dust when you fire at something. So unlike the other orbitals, when you charge up the Earth orbitals, it simply produces more projectiles. Admittedly, we have yet to work on the strong version of that attack, but we have gotten to work on the charged version. So, when you go ahead and hit the Q button, it summons forth the Earth Shield, and then for every rock that hits it, builds up its health, protecting you from both enemies, and upon hitting E, releases the actual spikes. So it's both a shield and sword, or sword and shield. Area of Effect, when applied to the Earth Tree, unleashes an earthquake, and homing, when applied to Earth, allows you to go ahead and create stalagmites, which jag out of the ground and stab at your opponents. Holding on the E will launch a rock at them, which can be honed back after making a full rotation. Outside of that, that's pretty much all we have for this showcase. Thank you again for all of your support, whether it be through watching our videos, staying tuned to our Twitch, or even donating to the Patreon. Note that every dollar helps, and we hope to see you along the way as we get closer to our release.